Good morning, Johnny. Hello, Thronelys. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to our channel.
Good morning.
My name is Richard. I screwed that up recently.
I just watched that video the other day. I forgot that you did that. You called yourself Johnny, and I was thinking that you were going to call me Richard because you're clever and funny, but no.
No.
We're both Johnny.
Neither clever nor funny. That was just a fail.
And I'm glad we kept it.
Yes, me too. I'm digging the shirt. What era is that? What decade are we aiming for here in your cassette?
This is a cassette. This is I think all the way back to the 1980s, maybe the early 90s. Ooh. Yeah.
I like it.
I used to have your cassette of one of your first bands, Taste of Black.
I was gonna say, which one are you gonna name? I have several first starts. Taste of Black.
Was
I was drumming on. Yes.
Okay.
And it was Death Penalty. Just like 8th or 9th grade. Death Penalty. Taste of Black. I'm the drummer. It didn't take off, strangely enough. But moving forward, today, Taste of Goodness, I'm sure. This is a Chinese singer, possibly a songwriter, I'm not sure. His name is JJ, and I have copy-pasted the titles into Google Translate, which doesn't always work well. So JJ Lin is his name, and the song title, according to Google, is So What If You Lose or Win the World? I thought that was strange. So I looked up the actual lyrics to the song, and someone who actually speaks Chinese translated it. And the title is closer to, the lyric is, losing you, what's the point to win the world? Well, that's an entirely different meaning, and that's what we're
still a very long title.
It's
which
still
I
long.
guess the general rule of thumb, keep it short or go really ironically long.
That's true. But if you think of, if this is translated well, losing you, what's the point to win the world? It's like you get the song right away. And so I like that. There's this sense of probably a romantic song on some level. It's like, doesn't matter what kind of success I have in the world. If I lose you, what's it worth, right? So I'm glad I looked that up because the initial translation was terrible. This does not have subtitles in it. It is during a live, whoops.
Ooh, we like live.
I'm going to have to set the transparency on so there's no copyright issues so you can all enjoy this. The original link will be in the description below so you can go check that out if this is a new artist for you, not familiar with him already. I'm very excited about this because our Thronelys have been pushing us to check JJ out for a while, and they have not steered us wrong yet. But before
they have not.
My friend, I'm going to press my button first, apparently. Be sure to
do your line first.
Be sure to click in the description below so you can help support the page by buying us a coffee. You can even become a silver, gold, or Thronely or diamond Thronely member. And there's another link there too. That just didn't go. Oh my goodness. No, Shirley. My buttons.
Oh my God.
Okay, we're good. I'm so sorry.
It's early, Richard. It's
just
okay.
Say your line. Say your line.
I don't even know if I can. The order's all wrong, so it's just throwing off my flow. Okay, please hit like and subscribe, ring the bell if you are so inclined to follow us, and so you always know what we're coming out with next.
We just had a comment came in last night. A new subscriber to the channel said, just love the reaction to everything else. He said, please, whatever you do, don't get any better.
We won't.
That is one promise we can keep. Oh my goodness.
We know. Right. Listen, we know our music. We don't know other stuff.
We know our craft. All right.
Yes, exactly. Stay in our lane.
Here we go.
间，仿佛我又看见你的脸，依然带着淡淡忧愁的双眼，忽隐忽现。就当全是一场梦，不必掩饰我的错，无奈的苦笑，不必找坚强的理由，就让它日日夜夜刺痛我胸口，让我眼神没有焦点，泪水模糊我的视线。输了你，赢了世界又如何？你曾渴望的梦，我想我永远不会懂我失去你，因为一切却依然如此冷清，谁又能让我清醒？除了你。
Little pause.
Oh, I like him.
I like it very much too. I like this song. Quick comment on the song. It had a little bit of like a Jim Steinman influence, right? The orchestra, a little bit of the rock element.
Yeah,
I like the dramatic flair.
I was a little not confused, but it was interesting. I was like, oh, where's this going? 'Cause, you know, the first part was right up my alley. You know, that whole thing that's kind of like got that Coldplay thing right up my alley.
Yeah,
if anybody's
I can
heard
hear
my
that
music, I really like that type of stuff. But then he comes into the verse, it's like a little bit more laid back, almost. This is probably going to sound really off to people, almost like I was like in like Paul Anka vibes or something, you know, just very sort of almost croony, but not quite, just like a pop star from the 50s, 60s.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that makes any sense. That's just what I felt at the time. But then we hit that chorus, it was like,
It's like,
oh my goodness.
It's this beautiful belted tone, had the just a fullness, but just body, if we will, in terms of like mid-range frequencies, still balanced on the low end. It had the power behind it, just a great belt tone. And during the verse, really
Great
sensitive, vulnerable moments. So there's a lot of skill sets just already showing up in the song. So
Yeah.
All right, let's keep
Yeah,
going.
there was just sort of like a relaxed delivery in the beginning, which kind of had just a little bit, you know, like the singers of old, which I love, you know, then it came more modern with that.
Well, I think that's why I was thinking, excuse me, like that 70s Steinman, like love song
Yeah, maybe.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. But
Yeah, Jim Steinman, yep.
this whole section here, for sure.
之间，难道没有剩下一点点，一点曾经刻骨铭心的眷恋，让你挂念？我只能说，如今我已无处可躲。当我默默黯然回首，当我看见潮起潮落，输了你，赢了世界又如何？你曾渴望的梦，我想我永远不会懂我失去你，因为一切却依然如此冷清。谁又能让我清醒？除了你。
There's so many things happening musically, but I want to pick your brain for a second. But vocally, clean head voice, intentional changes. So we heard in the verse he allowed himself more of a vulnerable transition between the registers. Here he's placing like I want a head voice sound here, which is just delicate and light against that belted tone. I feel like there's obviously electric guitar happening and things like that, but I feel like there's a rock element. Either he's not showing us, like I feel like he has that in the tank. I don't know if that's coming later in the song or maybe it's in a different song, but it's just the way he's singing around his passaggio. I know if he pushes, he'll have like a really cool grit. So I'm hoping some of that shows up later in the song. Talk to me about this bridge. There's obviously a modulation taking place.
But, I have no idea. I was listening to his voice. I wasn't paying attention.
Fair enough. Let me back it up.
I have to hear it again.
I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, let me hear it one more time.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I just want to point out that progression for the chorus, which is really cool. So the song's in E, da, da, da. Then he goes to this E with a D in the bass, A, da, 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 da. And instead of going back to the E, it goes to this, da, 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 da. So a G sharp minor to C sharp minor, F sharp minor to B. So the whole thing is kind of evolving as we go. But then,
that detours a little bit, like it settles down a little bit and then lifts back up.
Yeah, but it's like not cookie cutter. It's not repeating it's essentially, it happens twice. There's two big phrase. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Shit.
Hey, no swearing.
Okay, so essentially they could have just repeated that chord progression twice, but it keeps evolving in a very linear fashion, which always makes it,
And then the modulation. What key? How many keys is he going up here? It's just a half step. Or is it
okay.
more?
All right. So he goes down 4 to C.
Wait, the modulation goes down.
It does.
Well, I think that's what made it interesting to me. That's why I wanted to ask you, because typically modulation is up a half step or maybe a whole step, like kind of like a lift, but it felt more of a dramatic change, and that's why I was curious.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear that again.
Well, maybe melodically.
It feels like it's going up. Is it just because the melody and the strings are like higher?
I mean, both are going down. Yeah. So
no, but like it feels like we're going somewhere, like we're transported upwards, but the key's going down. I knew something was unusual there. Is that a typical?
Yeah, because I mean, I would do it. I think I.
But most modulations go up a half step or a whole step, right?
Well, it depends on what kind of modulation you want. If you want like a lift modulation, like if you're taking the same part, like say you're taking a chorus and you want to make it sound high, you're going to probably take it up.
So you
but
would,
going
like,
into
if you're
a bridge,
repeating the part, you would go up and then there's the obvious lift.
Yeah, but sometimes with a bridge, which the purpose of a bridge is to kind of just change things up, so the whole song is set up and it's sort of repetitive to that point, and the bridge is meant to sort of cleanse the palate a little bit from what you've heard.
Mm-hmm.
You keep it within the theme of the song, but you want it to go someplace different generally. Right. So that's why they're modulating to C, and then it goes to A minor with 6 in there, and then back to the E.
So it'd be interesting if they return back to the original key for the last chorus.
It does. It does go.
Just in that cycle.
It's just 2 chords that go outside the key. It goes back.
We're already back. Okay, I'm with you now.
But it is a nice change.
Everybody else watching probably already got it. They're like, "Yes, Richard, we get it. Move on, please." So I'm gonna hit play now.
All right.
I just liked it. I thought it was cool.
It is cool.
曾渴望的梦，我想我永远不会懂，我是真的。
There it is.
原来一切却一样，如此冷清。
Oh.
谁又能让我清醒？除了你。
All right, I got a couple things to say.
I knew he had grit. I knew it was coming. That was such a cool placement.
You knew
for
it.
Go ahead.
You called it. So first of all, I want to point out that B. So it's a B4. When he hits that note, the G sharp A B, he just goes to
B5.
another gear. Da da da. Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's B4.
Oh, it's right before it turns to 5 on C.
That's why they call it B4. It's right before C.
C. Okay,
C5.
now it makes sense. Carry on.
It's not why they call it that. No, it's just, that's what we call in the biz the money tone. And I don't want to diminish anything else he's done, but sometimes there's a sweet spot in somebody's tone, and it's just, you just want to accentuate it so much. And he sounds great. His whole range sounds amazing, but it's like when he hits those notes in that range, it's just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then the song construction too. There's a cool thing that happened. Can we go back to that chorus real quick?
I would love to. I want to hear what he's doing vocally again too.
So normally he'll start on the E,
Right.
but they changed the chords here. Goes to C sharp minor. Yeah, that's super cool.
And vocally, then he brings it back vulnerable here. Very delicate. I mean, he's just serving the song musically the whole time.
Yeah, no, he really is. No, that's such a clever thing song-wise to do, because it's just a nice way to change things up for that last chorus. So instead of going on the one chord or the E, he starts on the relative minor, which is a C sharp minor. Same melody.
So there's it's like a new sense of movement. So you've got the familiar happening, the lead, with the unfamiliar underneath, which makes it just evolve in such a way.
Gives it a totally different dynamic, with the combination of those two things, which is the power of chords. I think sometimes chord structures are overlooked because it's all about what's the melody, what's the lyric. The chords can change the whole dynamic of everything, especially with the melody. Yeah.
And then when you have a singer like that can tell the story. Again, we don't know all the lyrics, but it was, the intent was very clear just from the song title that we interpreted. I mean, he was connected to everything, skill sets showing up. It feels like the song it just fits him like a glove, but obviously with the judges there, I'm assuming they're kind of mouthing the lyrics. This might already be, I'm assuming it's a popular song that he's covering. If I'm wrong, let us know. I don't know how you feel about this, Johnny, but I'm up for another JJ Lin reaction.
I'm definitely up for it. Do you feel like he would have been great in the Greatest Showman? I think he would have just killed something like that.
Musical theater like range, like that kind of tonal aspect would be awesome.
Yeah, like the great combination of musical theater plus that pop delivery, which I think that was the Greatest Showman.
Absolutely.
It's like
100%.
That's probably why it was so amazingly popular, was because it combined those two elements, those two worlds.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for the suggestion. Let us know what to do next, and we will go from there. We hope you have an amazing day. We love you all. See you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.